Hey, what's up, guys? Sharp Tony here, and I know it's been a while, but before I actually get to the video, let me talk to you guys for a second. I tried to live stream on YouTube here last week, so if any of you saw that, I apologize. I was having issues with my microphone and whatever else was going wrong. There was a little bit of delay too, so I don't really know what happened that really messed up, but it was a crappy time. But the point of that is, if you did happen to see that, you would have seen that I am now in a sling, which is kind of why videos have not been coming out so much. I've been, there goes my phone, been frequenting a lot of different doctors and hospitals and such. I'm going on, if today's Saturday, I'm going in 2 days, which is Monday, to get some pre-op stuff done. On Thursday, I'm going to the hospital. And then I'll really know from there whether it's my rotator cuff or my labrum that's messed up. But it has been really hard for me to make videos, seeing as how I am in a sling. And I plan on bringing you a Slaughter Saturday, but there's nobody to duel with. I don't know what happened to the game's population. It's like every time I come on, there's less and less people. So it's getting really hard for me to keep up Slaughter Saturdays every single Saturday. So they'll come out when they can, and right now I kind of just have to worry about my physical health because I'm banged up. And maybe if you guys want, in a future video I will give out my Xbox Live gamer tags. That's pretty much going to be my source of gaming in the future once I get this procedure done. And I'm also going to be playing the new Pokemon game. Big surprise, big surprise. But let's get to the topic of today's video. Today's video is going to be another top 5. It's one that's near and dear to my heart. It's my top 5 favorite places in Anarchy Online. Coming in at number 5, starting off this list, is going to be Nascence, which is the first zone, obviously, other than the freaking startup zone that you freaking start out at if you start in Shadowlands. It's the first zone in the Shadowlands, and honestly, it is, when the Shadowlands first came out, actually, because I was here before the Shadowlands came out, it was mind-blowing when all this came out. And even looking at this, like, this is pretty much what keeps me playing this game. Even seeing stuff like this. To me, this is beautiful. Like, this scenery is incredible. I love how this is all laid out. And there's something so refreshing about this. And at the same time, there's something so juvenile about it. And something so... It's like the beginning of a journey, almost. Which, in essence, is what it is. And there's all these cool quests here. And it's just so comforting, to me at least. I don't know how other people view this. But for some reason, Nascence is just really comforting. If I can't get all the gear together to make my 200 shade, I'll probably make some Lobby Twink to just run around Nascence, pop off freaking stuff at this Incarnator here. Golly. And I don't know, there's just something so beautiful about... It's almost the whole ignorance is bliss thing. You're starting out on a brand new journey. And if I sound nasally, I have a little cold, get over it. It's just so refreshing to me. I think Nascence is beautiful. And it's nice to see that there's actually people hunting around here. So holla at your boy. I can't imagine the amount of hate I'm going to get for this one. But number 4 on this list is Shoal. It is the third zone in Anarchy in the Shadowlands in Anarchy Online. And now it's pretty much just the stepping stone for 160s on their way to Inferno. Because this is the most desolate zone in the game. Most of the time. Unless you see people in here insignia farming. In which case, it's not the most desolate zone. Because there will be a few people. But in all honesty, there's something just so beautiful about this zone. I don't know how to explain it. But it feels like... There's such beautiful scenery and all these rocks and stuff. It feels like the place is right on the brink of beauty and destruction. It's almost confused, but this to me is freaking like so nice. I don't know what it is. I've always had a special soft spot for Shoal, but I've never been able to exactly pinpoint why I felt so strongly. Is this a PB? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So... let's kill this thing, and maybe we'll get lucky amidst the video. It's gonna drop freaking useless something, because it's probably just going to be an unpolluted crystal or a freaking page. Oh, it's absolutely nothing, actually. Continuing about my talk of Shoal. This was really my first experience when the Shadowlands came out, because when it did release, my engineer was already 162 or 3, somewhere around there. Somewhere over 160. And this is where we all started, because if you look here, these 200 hecklers, and I guess if you want to call these horrors or whatever you want to define them as, were too much for us to handle. And this is where we used to go farm. We used to hunt right over here on the brink. And it was just amazing. I loved the way everything looked. I loved the new feel it brought to me. And I loved that almost unsure feeling of whether this place was a place of beauty or a place of chaos. And if you read a little more into the game, you'll find out exactly what Shoal's purpose was. Maybe I'll cover that at some point, but this is just pure beauty to me. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Adonis. This was really where my grind in Anarchy Online started, because from, I don't remember exactly what level I hit in Shoal, but after that, it was straight to Adonis. And back in the day, you stayed in here until you were title level 7. You stayed here till 205. I lucked out and I was out of here by 203. And definitely one of my favorite spots to just start killing Hex was right here. This is one of the biggest grinding spots. This spot was called NEN for Northeast North. And there's just something so comforting about Adonis. Do I know what it is? Nah, not really. Everything is just so bright. I like the color contrasts. I like how the temples were. I like how there were many trees and there was shrubbery. And there weren't as many rocks, but there was a lot more of this kind of thing. This just cut away into nothing. And when the Shadowlands did come out, this cutaway into nothing was more, for me, just a form of symbolism of just not knowing what every twist and turn could bring, and not knowing where I'd be going with that next step. I know it's kind of unfair for the first 3 places to already be in the Shadowlands. My first top 3, or I guess bottom 3, however you want to freaking chop that one up. But I just have so much fun. And one of the more fun things that I thought Adonis introduced was the whole underwater thing. And there were sharks and there were stingers. If you want to hold on one second, I will go underwater. I'm almost there. I know Adonis really, really well. And then as you get towards the north of the map, right before you get to Penumbra, everything turns to ice. And I think that's phenomenal. Why? Because I said so. That I don't need to explain myself on every freaking single thing. I like the amount of water, though. For some reason, that was just so... Yeah, you could start to see some snow-capped hills, mountains, whatever you want to call them, over there. But there was something so cool and so unique about this. The amount of water that there was, it looked like the source was really prevalent here, and that you could tell that there was some sick crap that went on here for a while, back in the days of, Omni vs. Redeemed, battle over the source kind of thing. But as we could see, if we take a look to our north, we do start to see the snow-covered, I don't know what you want to call them, mini mountains. And now, normally, if you're going to go underwater, little hint that might save you is to use your meta water repellent thing. I don't really need it, though, because I have a high enough HD, and if I need to, I could heal, and my HD gets even higher. But you could see all this cool stuff. I was blown away the first time I went underwater. And we have these odd coral formations, if you want to call them coral. I know everybody's going to be like, it's not coral, it's just a freaking little pointy thing. Call it what you want. I'm going to call it coral for the sake of this video. And the reflection of everything here, it just felt like there was a weight on you. Because obviously there is water pressure, you know what I'm saying? But I felt it. Ew, no homo. Coming in at number 2 is probably going to be another surprise, but number 2 is going to be Bliss, which is the clan town of Bliss, obviously. And I've It seems I'm at a loss for words for like every place I try to describe when I try and describe why I like it. But there used to be tons of parties over here. Let's get you in a little closer, see what this is about. There was a lot of parties over here back in the day, and a lot of people came to Bliss. It was just so cool, because you could pull missions here, too. So, especially, I don't remember exactly what level range we came here. Maybe after the temple for a little bit. If I'm wrong on that one, I apologize, because that's a long, long time ago. But this is where we came, and it was so cool. There was always parties, there was people dancing. And then as soon as you got over this barrier wall here, now let's take the leap of faith. It was just like a desert. You have your cacti here. You have your little dens thing. Oh, this area is actually called the desert. And even though it's so barren and there's really nothing here, it's just so cool to me that there was just a desert. And over here, you have some grassy areas, and we did a lot of tower battles here back in the day. If anybody remembers Demolition Squad, I doubt it. That's going back way too long. But if anybody remembers Demolition Squad, I used to be a part of their organization. And we used to do so many tower wars, and it was so much fun. It was just so cool. Because it wasn't as stressful as towers are nowadays. Because now I feel like everything's gotten a little too serious. And having said that, I also need to do some towers. But, so I want to bring you a tower video. But back then, it was just so much fun. I can't even explain it. It was just incredible. And I like how you have the change of pace from there to over here. And you have these trees, which kind of, especially the season we're in now, being in the United States on the eastern coast, we have some fall foliage, as it would appear. Well, as it would appear in real life, this would be fall foliage. And there was quite a plethora, yeah, college level word, of mobs to be found here. You could find a bunch of hammer bulls here, or if you went into the desert, you'd find a bunch of, they look like scorpoids, I guess, or whatever you call them. Little scorpion-looking dudes. It's just so cool. Simple as that. I think the towers here for me were probably one of the most fun things. The towers and just chilling with friends in Bliss by that little lake area. That was cool. But a lot of Bliss is pretty empty. Another cool thing here was Biomare, which was one of the dungeons here. Which I think now that you guys call it Foreman's, I think. I'm pretty sure it's called Foreman's. I still play. Oh yeah, see here we got a little Scorpiod. Oh, Scorpiod. Call it a Scorpoid? Scorpiod? Whatever. They're mostly low-level mobs. You could come here at a low level and still just explore. I suggest coming here because a lot of people overlook it because there's not really much of importance here as people think. But you could have a fun time running around Bliss. I don't think this is going to surprise anyone, but coming in at number 1 is going to be Tyr. I've already done a video on the guards that roam Tyr. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's my lesson of the day video from like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't remember. On the Sentinels. But Tyr is definitely by far my favorite place. I could just stand here and the memories honestly flow. Like, like the Delaware Water Gap flowing plus frickin' the Hoover Dam, and I don't know. I really don't know water at all. I don't know what I'm saying. But the amount of memories I have here just in front of Fair Trade and inside and everything, my gosh. We used to hang out here all the time because when I started back in 2002, I keep saying when I started, this is so conceited, but whatever. When I started back in 2002, we actually started in the backyards in Tyr. If I remember 100% correctly, the one I started out was right here. I think I started in backyard 3. And the clan backyards are also going to be tied with this for my favorite place in Anarchy Online. And I came out here and I saw Fisk, and a ton of people used to hang out just like right up here. You'd have some people sitting down, you'd have some people under there. We were all just, because I guess it was still new terrain to a lot of people. So we were all just getting to know each other and getting to know the game. And it was such a fun feeling. We didn't have these dreadlock signs here. And I just loved the layout of Tyr. Because it was so I guess it's pretty dense, but at the same time, it felt really open. And they just had some cool random stuff in it. Like you had this little place over here. What was the name of it? Bronto Burger? No, what was it? All right, Mongol meat. And this was right here. Was one of the biggest hangouts. This is where everybody used to come and they'd shout their level and profession and just say LFT. Like right here. This is how you used to get teams as a clanner back in like the beginning of 03 and I guess 02 and all that stuff. And even when I started, I used to come out here and all these guards were so cool to me, like Commander Steel. And then I'd just run around here and I'd kill all these mobs. This is how I leveled up. I got my first tune to level like 13 in this general vicinity, which most people nowadays are going to say that's insane, but I didn't really know much else. It was all brand new. And then you have all these guys here. You have Field Commander Wickham, I think, or no, Doorman is over here. There's usually more guards over here. And then you have Dunn right here. And then if you hacked a right over here, you could go into the Inquisitive Wasp, and there was a ton of really cool mobs over there. At that stage in the game, it was just really cool to see such unique design that you haven't really seen out of any video games. Because everything was like, oh, you kill something that looks like a snake, or you kill something that looks like a bird, which there is a little bit of in this game, definitely. But that kind of weeds itself out very quickly, and mob variety increases rapidly, even at low levels, which I found to be incredible. And Silverstone, you know, he's my boy. He looks like he got shorter. He definitely looks like he got shorter. I feel like he used to be taller. But right here is probably where I hold some of the most awesome memories. It was right here at Fair Trade and Tier. So guys, I really just like to say thank you for watching this really long video and bearing with me through not so frequent posts anymore. And I hope this kind of let everybody get a new spin and perspective on some of these older areas in Anarchy Online, some places that may be overlooked. Because almost every area, every zone, has some sort of special history behind it. Because almost all of them were crazy populated at one point. But thank you guys for watching. And let me know how you like this. I know this is really long. But, you know, you could deal with it once in a while. You can. So, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.